To order Monday, July 20th, 2026 at 6 o'clock p.m. This time we'll have Dave Clark lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Dave. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the June 15, 2026 Park Board meeting.
So move.
Any discussion, changes that need to be made? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. President Communications, I have a couple things. One is I asked at the last meeting if anyone was interested in taking over the financial secretary job. Usually also is the chairman of the Finance Committee as well. At this time, you can nominate yourself or nominate someone. I know Dave Clark said he would fill in if no one else just wanted to do it. So at this time, I open up for any nominations.
I would move to appoint Dave Clark as Financial Secretary to the Park Board.
Second.
We got a first and second. Any other nominations? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Dave. The other thing, I know Dave Daniels and myself and Kevin have been working on our committees. I will read through these real quick, and I wanted to talk to some of them, but I didn't get a chance to before. So, you know, what I can say is about these committees, you can go to them, and after a meeting or two, if you just don't feel comfortable there, bring it up to Dave or myself, and we'll figure out what we can do to fit it in. 4 committees: Recreation, Building and Grounds, Personnel, and Finance. Currently, I have Shannon Locke in Recreation, Patty Ledford, and by the way, for the ones who have been here long, you're on the same committee as you were before. I didn't change anything for that. So, Patty Ledford, Trevor Perry, Mark Sharp, and Kurt Rudolph for Recreation. Personnel was Dave Daniels, myself, Patty Ledford, Dave Clark, and Justin Remington. Building and Grounds is Trevor Perry, Dave Daniels, myself, Shannon Locke, and Kurt Rudolph. Finance Committee will be Dave Clark, Dave Daniels, myself, Mark Sharp, and Justin Remington. So those are them. They'll be in the minutes. I'll give Shannon a list of them as well, and we'll go from there. That's all I have. We'll move on to personal appearances. We have none. Then we'll move on to employee recognition, years of service. Kevin?
All right. All right. Well, today we're going to recognize Julie Collins, and I'm going to let Tracy talk a little bit. But here's some flowers. Funny story about the flowers. So we had a nice, neat glass plaque for you, and I decided to drop it.
Aww.
So it almost made it here, but this is just kind of in place of that. We will get you a new plaque. A parade? Well, we'll work on that. But thank you. One thing that I adore about you is you are the face, the front desk. You put up with all the people. You're the first person I see, the front line. So I do admire that you deal with that in the manner that you do, and we do appreciate that. And the many years of you working, concessions, now front desk, and it's just, people like you don't come around very often, so we do appreciate everything that you do. And then I'll let Tracy say a little something.
You took everything. I'll just add that I really appreciate that Julie comes to work and gives it everything she has every single time, that this is more than just a job for her. It's being part of the community and serving the community and offering something really special from when she started in concessions all the way through today. and I really appreciate all that you do and that I've gotten to be a part of working with you. That's it.
Okay, we'll move on to Councilman Liaison Communications.
Awesome. So I have a couple things I just thought I'd share, and what I'm going to try to do, I'm always trying to improve. I think I mentioned this last time, if there's anything you all ideas for me that you'd like to see out of your liaison to council, please feel free to reach out. But in the interest of trying to also prepare you for not just things that have been discussed, but things that may be coming forward, I'll try and do a little bit of both here. So one of the things that was recently passed was a vacated plat near Lacey Lane between Sunrise and Mill. So that was previously platted, and due to some stormwater retention, that plat would have never been possible as was. So just for the record, because I know there's been some conversation around this, there are no current plans at this time for that area at all. And I do know that there have been, at least from some of the residents that spoke up during the Planning Commission, is there's maybe some conversation about land conservation there. So I thought it might be worth mentioning to the Park Board in case you hear more about that in the future. So just wanted to bring that up. So these are things that did not pass because they were just discussed, but are maybe coming in the future. Cleveland Avenue between the city limits and Mill Street, essentially, there was a request from some residents to increase the speed limit there because I think it goes from 45 or 55 and pretty drastically goes down to 25 there once you hit the city limits. So a speed study was done, or traffic study, whatever the right term is, and it has been recommended by the engineers to potentially move that up to 35 miles an hour through that area. So that's something that this council will likely be discussing at upcoming council meetings. And then also, we had a work session on a request brought by the mayor to discuss a proposal of waiving event fees for nonprofits, essentially. So that was also discussed and likely will be coming before council as well.
Alex, going back to the speed study, and I think I heard this at the meeting, the 35 is going to go back down to 25, around the tech building?
Yes, yeah. Honestly, off the top of my head, I don't remember. I think it was thereabouts around Mill Street. I know it was wherever the school, yeah, you want to chime in? I know it was near the school.
Yeah, we're not going to change anything with the school zone, of course, and I think it would probably would dip down before the actual school zone, so it might even be Sunrise at the northern edge of where we would take it back down. So as it gets into the school area, it goes back down to the 25 that most streets are in the city.
I would say, as a person that drives that street about every day, until you put sidewalks on both sides, I would not mess with it, because there's a lot more people walking, and you got people walking dogs on that road without a sidewalk. So I know it's all parkland, so we'd have to figure out something on our side. But I mean, I live on a street that's 25 and people do 60, and there is no sidewalks, and people walk on it too. So I'd be careful until you actually get sidewalks over there.
The 86th percentile of the street of the speeds on that street is 36 miles an hour right now. So
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, cops can write some good tickets over there.
Yeah, so it is, like I said, just a work session right now, so something likely coming in the future for further discussion. And just to Joe kind of mentioned this, my thought, though, similarly, is if we are going to do this, we probably want to be cognizant of when we get closer to that residential, like at Sunrise.
Well, I think the biggest, I would tell you this from someone who lives over there, is going south of Cambridge, yeah, it's 25 there, and it needs to be faster, because it never comes 55 on the county roads, it's 45, but it drops from 45 to 25 right at the plateau, and it probably should be 35 there at least. But from Cambridge to Mill until you get sidewalks, I think it's dangerous, personally.
But I think we should also consider future possible trail crossings or something in that area, because we have looked at some possible trails going down along that creek there. So it'd be something else to look at.
There we
Is
go.
that-
See, I'm glad I brought this up.
Is that a plan to put sidewalks there at some point? Do you know, have you guys discussed? Because I know sidewalks have been discussed in the city. Is that one of the areas that have been discussed?
Well, technically, yes, because literally the entire city has been discussed. And I mean that not tongue in cheek. There is legitimately a plan for the entire city for sidewalks. The problem, which I think is probably not unknown to just about anyone in this room, is money. It's a very big project. So when or if that'll happen is still to be determined.
Yeah, any future action, and we don't have this slotted anywhere in a CIP yet or anything like that. We don't have any monies identified yet for any future sidewalk expansion. But generally, we would try to do those around schools first. Kind of focus on downtown and around the schools first, so to create the walkability where the walkability is most needed.
But I think that's your issue. If you drive there at 7 o'clock in the morning or 7:30, you see kids walking from the plateaus or walking from that neighborhood over to Mill Creek or the high school. So you got kids walking, and they don't get a sidewalk until they get to Park, I believe it is. So,
And
and
To
you got
Kevin's
other
point-
kids driving that aren't driving 35 either.
to Kevin's point, there is, potentially opportunity there with trails and everything, because I
I
believe.
know you guys had that same discussion on Cambridge over from Cambridge going east towards Colbert and all that. I mean, they have sidewalks and you still didn't get changed. So I just think you ought to be careful with it, personally.
All right. That covers everything I wanted to bring up, but if there's any other questions on any of the topics,
My other question for you is with Marquee being expanded, I'm assuming there's minimal damage to the park area over there since we have so much frontage on that park.
I don't believe, I don't know if I'd even use the word damage. If anything, there would be maybe a slightly bigger right-of-way than currently. You're shaking your head.
So I think it would improve access to the parking lot. They're going to do, I think, a traffic study on having 2 entrances on that parking lot and see if they can just do one where CB Road or whatever that road is called right now. So they're going to look at that. And I think it's just going to take a little bit of the frontage of the park. It could possibly take our lift station out that we have there. I think they're looking into that. So,
That'd be good.
yeah.
As
That'd
a
be
goal,
positive.
That'd be good.
So, and possibly affect the dumpster area there at the dog park. So
You may want to do the traffic study during a tournament weekend.
they are. Yeah, we've talked about that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Alex? Thanks, Alex. Moving on to city manager report, Joe?
Yeah, Councilmember McCallum kind of covered a lot of the stuff going on, recent developments anyway. One other thing I would like to draw to your attention is that we did engage a group to do a time allocation study for our shared services. I know it was talked about for the city for a long time. When it comes to stuff like water and wastewater allocations that go to the general fund, and how that's, how it's allocated. There's no record that we have as to how it started and why it started the way it is. And so we've got a firm coming in, and we had the first meeting today. They won't start in earnest. They have other projects that they're trying to wrap up, so they'll start in earnest in September, but that time allocation study is coming.
Didn't we have one of those studies in '22?
We had engaged a firm, and when I started, because of the turnover in finance and the issues in finance, we asked to pause it until we got audits caught up, and we had a finance software upgrade we had to partake in. So once all those got done, which we finally are done with all that.
Okay.
Joe, do you know, I know you said you met today, the process of what they will do? Will they meet with you in the city? Will they meet with Kevin in the parks? How does that process
Yeah,
work?
they'll reach out to Kevin at some point, and all the department heads and all the, and folks in finance and shared services, and get an idea of time allocated, try and get some estimates as close as people can get on what people are spending on what areas. So, yeah.
Any other questions for Joe? Thank you, Joe. Director's report, Kevin?
All right, as you can see, revenues continually increase at High Blue. It's still a very busy place. And as you know, it is National Parks and Rec Month, and I would like to thank all the staff, part-time, full-time, and even the board members for your volunteer time as well. So it is greatly appreciated in this community.
Kevin, going back one thing, on the people leaving, there's 20 of none given. Do we dig any further in that? I mean, that's just so hard. I get it, people don't sometimes want to tell you, but if we could, is there a way we could dig just a little bit more, ask a little bit more question?
I mean, I think
To
they
really
kind of
find out
do.
what's
It's
going
on the
on.
form, and, you know, they're kind of asked, but a lot of people just don't want to give a reason.
Yeah.
So,
It just,
I
if
don't-
we could find it'd be easier to track like everything else as to what's really going on.
Sometimes if it's a money issue, they don't want to be forthcoming, so I don't blame them.
all right, update on Cleveland Lake parking lot. We did put that out to bid. We had 6 companies at the pre-bid meeting, and 0 put in a bid. So we're kind of, 2 of them said it was not kind of a big enough job for them. 2 said they thought it was the whole bathroom, so obviously they didn't read the RFP. And 2 of them said they were just too busy. So right now, I've kind of reached out to Greg Rokos with Public Works, and he's going to kind of tack it on to a bid of theirs to see if we can get more interest for a bigger job. So I'll keep you updated on how that goes.
Remind us, Kevin, sorry, remind me, what was the time frame on that we were hoping for, before winter? Or what's the game?
To have the restroom open and done
Yeah,
before fall was my goal, but we're getting there, so.
right.
And then the other RFP I had out was the pickleball lighting. Unfortunately, I wanted to do solar. I kind of wanted to try that and, you know, go that route, but we just can't reach the foot candles that we need to for recreational play. And I don't want to spend money and then have people come back and say it's not bright enough for play. So I want to make sure we do it right.
That was my question. Foot candle means the brightness?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So we're going to figure out a way, we may just do that in-house, bid out materials, and do the lighting ourselves with our in-house electrician.
Would
So
that also save money on the budget to do that in-house rather than?
Yes.
I mean, I assume we're not going solar and all that.
Right, yeah.
Great.
Kevin, if you have to hire out, though, is that going to essentially blow the budget? Since you are having to change things, does it need to be in-house, or?
I don't think necessarily it does need to be in-house, but we'll be able to.
You'll be able
get
to
it
save,
done.
though, that
Yeah, we'll
way.
be able to save money. I think the budget's probably pretty close to where we need to be, even if we hired it out. But to be honest, one of the bids we got back for the solar to get 20-foot candles was close to $300,000. So we decided to go a different route. So. Okay, next is update on Dryden Nature Reserve. We've had the new boundary, so it's been replatted as one park area instead of 2. Before it was, the Cleveland Lake original parcel and then Dryden Nature Reserve. So now it's all one platted parcel. So they will begin the rezoning process.
So I
Get
guess
that
it'd be
rezoned.
called Cleveland Lake at the Dryden Nature Reserve.
I think so. I think it should be Dryden Nature Reserve, the whole land, and then Cleveland Lake is the lake.
Gotcha.
And then one other thing, the staff, I do appreciate my staff and love working with them. And they did get me a bobblehead that looks just like me. So swing by my office, and it's uncanny how it looks. So, and I do appreciate that.
Does it go more like this, or does it go like that?
It depends. I would say more like this.
Okay.
I have a question for.
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I have a question. Is the 90-day memberships, that's for the program that we're running for especially like the college students over the summer?
No, we
Or-
have 90-day memberships year-round.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
The program that we are running for the college students, what's the name of that program? Sorry. Or,
Just College Pass.
just College Pass, all right. How successful has that been? Just curious.
We have quite a few. I don't
Yeah.
have the number, and they buy those 1 month at a time, and they can buy
Yeah.
up to 3 over the summer. Then we usually offer it again over winter break.
Okay. I was just curious if it would make sense to possibly offer something like that for winter break? I know
And we
students.
do. Yes.
Wonderful, yeah, thank you.
Kevin, I had one last question on that Cleveland parking lot. Are we putting that out for bid again? I know you mentioned tacking it on with the Public Works project possibly.
Yeah, they'll be putting it out for bid. They'll
Okay.
just tag, kind of add it to some of their projects.
Okay, okay, I was like, 'cause I know.
But it'll be broke down as probably an alternate, I would say.
Okay, all right,
So it won't be lumped in. We'll see the actual price that we'll have to pay.
okay. I mean, if it's worthwhile or anything, I know quite a few paving contractors. I could try to get connected if that's worthwhile, if you just want to do the bid process.
Okay, you could probably just have them get on the city's website once it's out for bid, and they can look
Okay.
at it there. I'll let you know when it's out.
Okay.
The lumping in, do they have projects that'll meet the hopeful timeline and getting it ready by fall?
We will find out.
Okay.
That's one of the things, when you bid it out, that's one of the things you do, a timeline of when you'd like to see it get done. So hopefully they can meet that.
Any other questions for Kevin? Thank you, Kevin. The aquatics is in your packet. Any questions or discussion on that? I do have a question. Where are we at with the blue slide?
So it is currently still out of service, and we have reached out to the manufacturer, and I haven't heard back from them for the next steps, but we are working towards figuring something out with that. So that's where we're at.
Okay. Any other questions on aquatics?
Wait a minute, Kevin. I thought you said the manufacturer came to you on that.
They did.
Okay.
Yeah, we had the manufacturer come on site and look at the slide and kind of went through all the problems we've been having. So, and they're going to get back with us on a solution.
But they're going to pay for it, right, as far as you know?
Verbally, I've heard that, but,
Okay.
so I'm waiting for that confirmation.
Okay, thanks.
I'm curious about the swim lesson. I mean, looks like you have great participation in that, the 99 and private 34. I'm just curious about who's instructing those swim lessons, and like, are those people that work for aquatics throughout the year, or lifeguard or anything like that?
Yes, most of them are lifeguards and
Okay.
swim lesson instructors. I do have a few that just do swim lessons, but mostly they're all it's all in-house.
Okay, and so the training that they've gone through in order to provide the swim lessons has all been through in-house?
Yeah.
Any other questions on aquatics?
I did want to mention that the High Blue Hurricanes, the swim team, they had their final championship swim meet Saturday, and we took first place.
All right.
Pretty awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we start at 6 and go up to senior in high school.
How many of those seniors want to be lifeguards?
I got 3 of them this year.
Yay, okay, good.
Moving on to High Blue, is in your packet. Any questions on what is there, or anybody need to highlight anything on that, Tracy?
I don't need to highlight anything.
Okay. Looks like the equipment made it in.
Yep.
That's a good thing. Any questions on High Blue?
How long do you anticipate the flooring project to last?
Probably, maybe Kevin can answer, I think about 9 to 10 days.
Yeah, hopefully 7 days. I mean, that's our goal, but you never know what's going to happen in those situations. There's a lot of moving of equipment, and I think they're gonna do the rubberized floor on the west half first, and then they'll do the modular floor second, so. It's just a lot of moving of equipment around, heavy equipment, so.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions on the high blue? Hearing none, moving on to marketing. And I did have a question on marketing. What is the RTP grant?
So that's the recreational trails grant that we put in for,
Gotcha.
so. And we are working on some additional documentation. We made it through the first round, so
Very good.
that's good news.
Any other questions on marketing?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
On the RTP, I feel like you got to highlight this. Can you talk about the number of applicants that, there were that to make it through the first round? Because
I don't have those numbers.
my understanding is very significant. There's like, I don't know, because it's across the whole state.
Right.
So the fact that they made it through the first round is a pretty noteworthy thing. I just wanted to point that out.
Thank you. Mark?
Yeah, I noticed that the Chalk the Walk dates have changed from what was on the website. I was just curious what went into that decision to change that.
The dates of Chalk the Walk did physically not change. The location changed, but the dates themselves remained. They've been in place since October of last year.
Oh, the 20th through the 21st?
That was last year's.
Oh, okay, that's what made it into our packet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was last year's. It's
That's-
just one day this year. It's the 19th. It's
Okay,
just, yeah, it's just one day.
that's what I was under the impression of, was that it was the 19th, and so I saw the 20th through
Oh, okay.
the
Okay,
21st.
so that brings up a question for me. Is that, what dates are on the website? Last year's dates or the current year dates?
It's the current. Yeah, it's
Okay,
current,
you
and it's
just
just
saw
a
some
one-day
ones.
event this year.
Because it's important that we keep that website up to date.
Because
Yeah, well, I'll double check that, but I
Yeah.
know for sure on the event page it's just the 19th.
I went on and I checked to see if it was on the website, and it looked like it's not there. And I knew about a month ago or so it was the 19th on the website. I know for sure it's not on the city's calendar, and I'm not sure where I found it listed about a month ago, maybe as the 19th. So that probably is something to look at.
Okay.
Yeah, what went into the reason to move the location from Memorial Park?
Visibility and foot traffic. So last year we had it at Memorial Park. There's just not a lot for kids to do. That after they, chalk for 30 minutes, and then they're kind of done, and then we wait around for judges. The vendors did not really succeed down there. The food trucks, it was just not a great location, so we decided to utilize the brand new playground that we have over at Wallace Park. We're going to be doing it along that walkway down there. We can also utilize the Wallace shelter that's there. It's more shaded area, more seating, and then just stuff for the children to do while they're there, plus the high blue foot traffic, as well as people utilizing the soccer fields or just the walking trail in general. We felt like it would just be more visible for everyone to enjoy.
Okay. And then are you guys working with the Arts Commission or committee? I'm not sure if it's which one it is now.
For what?
For the Chalk the Walk.
I have reached
Right.
out to Mike
Oh,
Inky
good,
about
good.
that, and he said he would bring it up to the committee meeting, and I have not heard back.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you.
Mhm.
My wife's on that committee, so I know she hadn't heard about it
Yeah,
yet.
we
so-
asked for judges, but I have not heard back.
Okay. Thank you.
Shannon, do you have a comment? No, okay. Just since we're talking about dates and everything, the doggy dip day, is that date correct? It's the week before? I thought it was always Labor Day weekend.
They close the pool early now.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's the
because
weekend
kids go
after,
back to
yeah,
school is
correct.
probably why?
Yeah,
Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha.
So it is the
Okay.
22nd, yeah.
School starts August 24th.
Gotcha.
They used to close the pool on Labor Day weekend, so it
Right.
was the weekend after, but, yeah.
Yep.
Right, over the years, it's gotten harder and harder to have staff those couple weeks before school starts. So that's kind of why we shut the water park down a little earlier.
Got you. Anything else on marketing? Parks and facilities is in the packet. Any questions on that? Anything, Nick, you need to highlight?
Nope.
Hearing none, moving on to recreation. Joaquin's here. Joaquin, anything you need to highlight on that?
Yeah, we have our first event at the outdoor pickleball courts this Saturday, so it's a doubles tournament. We've got 21 teams signed up so far, and registration will remain open until this Wednesday. So $20 a team.
Saturday and Sunday, or when you're, I guess it depends on how many teams you have,
It'll be just Saturday.
just Saturday? Any other questions or comments on recreation? Hearing none, moving on. Finance, Dave, do you want to talk about it?
We did not meet.
Didn't meet.
Looking at finance, it looks like sales tax is up. My question, Joe, what did we put in as a city for increase in sales tax this year? What was our goal? Was it 3%, 5%? 2%? Okay. I mean, the last couple of months, we've hit that. First month, we were down a lot, but I mean, we'll pick that back up here pretty soon, but now we'll get more into finance here soon.
Yes, we will. Joe, do you have something you want to comment on?
No, it's just to remind folks, month to month, it's kind of hard to always gauge it because, sometimes a big earner or two may not remit their taxes on time in a month, and it'll show the month down, and then you'll have a month that's really high, and sometimes it's growth, and sometimes it's contraction, and sometimes it's just a matter of when people pay their taxes.
It's about 12-month aggregate over a month.
I think it's fair to look at it in more groups, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12 months, rather than just 1 month at a time. It's kind of hard to gauge accuracy with that.
Need Chewy to sell more.
You need to buy more. That's what happens.
There's enough Chewy boxes coming to my house, I'll guarantee you that.
Any questions on the finance? Hearing none. Moving on, recreation, did you meet? Okay. Any questions on recreation? Building and grounds did not meet. Any questions on building and grounds? Personnel, Dave?
We did not meet.
Any questions for personnel? Hearing none. Moving on to new business. Motion approving resolution number 2026-028, a resolution approving a memorandum of agreement between the Belton Parks and Recreation Board and the Raymore Peculiar School District for use of the lap swimming pool at the High Blue.
Present.
Second.
Present and second. Discussion.
I'm pretty sure this is something they do every year over there, right?
Yeah, usually we do the MOAs for 3 years. I did reach out to RAPEC just to make sure that they wanted to do 3 years again. I didn't know what their plans were for the future, but they do want to do the 3-year commitment again. So
Do we just use one lifeguard for the lap pool during those, or is it 2 for the meet? Just 1? Okay. Any other discussion or questions on the MOU? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
No.
Motion carries. Moving on to items for review and discussion, Memorial Park parking lot, crack fill, and seal coating. Kevin?
So a few years ago, we had Memorial Park crack filled, which, it's kind of the tar that goes in the cracks, and you can visibly see that when you drive through there. And it's just time to get that redone and then have like a seal coat put over that and then repainted, all the lines repainted. So I'm going to be putting that out for bid within the next couple days. So just wanted to let you guys know that'll probably be coming before you next meeting. So I don't anticipate us having any issues with the bidding process of this.
So Kevin, is this going to be the entire surface area, or is it just a section of it you're doing?
It'll be everything but the asphalt around Diamond 1. We need to probably look at a little more maintenance on that area. So it's past the crack fill and seal coat phase, So
when you say Diamond 1, you're talking about that whole parking lot all the way around it, or just a certain
Yes.
area of it?
The whole parking lot.
You mean even where the shelter, I'm sorry, go ahead, Charlie.
Yeah, so for that, we're looking at maybe getting that in the budget next year to do, a mill and overlay, because it's just past the seal coat.
Oh, so like where the shelter is okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
As well as I'll talk about that. Never mind.
Any other questions, Shannon?
I'm just going to add, this is a budgeted item that was already in the budget or something?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Any other questions, comments on this? Any announcements?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just want to say, I know on behalf of the board that we definitely appreciate you guys. It is Appreciation Month, and especially your staff. I can't imagine those summer camp counselors on a day like today, and what they do working with those kids that are just exhausted by the heat, by the time, energy, everything. So thank you all.
I would like to thank Mark and the board or whoever supplied ice cream for all staff.
Oh.
So, all 262. So, do appreciate that. I know they were gone quick.
Oh, were they?
Any other announcements? Hearing none, I make a motion to adjourn at 6:35.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you all.